Starfish are undoubtedly one of the most beautiful creatures in the ocean. And even though they're not actually fish, they still swim around the ocean floor with grace and elegance. Welcome back to our channel where we bring you the most amazing and interesting videos about our incredible planet and the life that surrounds us. But before we begin, if you haven't already, please make sure to hit that like button so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. Also, stick around until the end of this video for some crazy facts about starfish you didn't know you needed. Now let's get into the top 10 facts about starfish. Number 10. Starfish are not actually fish, even though people refer to them as starfish and fish. These marine creatures are actually more closely related to sea cucumbers and sand dollars than they are to any kind of fish. The reason why they're called starfish is because they live in the ocean and they kind of look like a star, or at least some of them do. There are over 2,000 species of starfish all across the world, so there are lots to choose from. Some are small, while others are quite large. One of the largest species of starfish ever discovered was the Antarctic starfish, which could grow up to 4 feet across. The average size of a starfish ranges from 1 inch to 9 inches in diameter. Number 8. A starfish has no brain. Did you know that? It doesn't have a brain or even a nervous system. Instead, it has a nerve net. This allows the starfish to react to stimuli in its environment, such as changes in temperature or the presence of food. The nerve net is also responsible for the slow, deliberate movements of the starfish. It's like they take their time to do things. Some might think of it as being lazy, but it's really just how they're wired. But sometimes being wired differently isn't a good thing, especially when it comes to mating. Male and female starfish release sperm and egg cells into the water in the hopes of fertilization. However, since they don't have a brain, they have no control over when or how much sperm and egg cells are released. This can lead to a lot of wasted genetic material, but it's the only way they know how to reproduce. But at least they don't have to worry about STDs. No, 7 starfish don't have eyes, but they can still see. They can detect light and dark, which helps them to regulate their biological functions. This ability is known as photosensitivity. Photosensitive eyes are simple eyes that can only detect the direction and intensity of light, but not images. In other words, they can sense light, but they cannot see. This is different from the compound eyes of insects, which are made up of many small lenses and can detect movement and color. But starfish seem to be just fine without them. They crawl along the ocean floor using their tube feet and sense any changes in light intensity. When they encounter something interesting, they extend their arms to investigate further. For example, starfish may be able to tell whether or not a potential meal is worth eating by sensing the chemicals it gives off. If it smells good, they'll eat it. Otherwise, they'll leave it alone. No. 6. A starfish can regenerate its own limbs. If a starfish loses an arm in a fight with a predator, or as a result of an accident, it can regrow the lost limb over time. However, the regenerated arm will not be exactly the same as the original. It will have a different shape and size and will not function properly. In fact, a starfish can regenerate several arms, but each time, the process becomes more difficult. This is because the starfish must use its energy to grow new tissue, which takes away from the energy it has available for other essential functions. So basically, the starfish ends up getting weaker each time it regenerates a new limb. But at least they don't lose their minds when they do this. No. 5. A starfish has no heart, blood, or blood vessels. Despite this, they do have a water vascular system that allows them to move and breathe. Instead of blood, they have a fluid that flows through their body and delivers oxygen and nutrients to their cells. This fluid is pumped by a central organ called the ring of canals, which surrounds the mouth of the starfish. The ring of canals also helps the starfish to remove waste products from its body. But what about their color? How do they get that beautiful red and purple color? It turns out that their skin contains pigments that give them their vibrant hues. These pigments are the same ones that are found in other animals, such as birds and reptiles. However, the starfish pigments are more concentrated, which gives them their intense colors. But what determines the color of a starfish? It depends on a variety of factors, including their species, diet, and environment. Some starfish are born with certain colors, while others change color as they grow. For example, some starfish are green when they are young, and then turn red as adults. Others start off yellow and then become blue. Number 4. Starfish play an important role in the ecosystem by controlling populations of other animals. They are predators, and their diet consists mainly of mollusks, such as clams, oysters, and scallops. They also eat other invertebrates, such as worms and sea urchins. By preying on these animals, starfish help to keep their numbers in check. Speaking of checking numbers, it's time to check the like button down below. If you've liked this video so far and want to see more videos like it, go ahead and smash that like button. Also, if you haven't already, please make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. Now let's continue with No. 3. 3. A starfish can swallow prey larger than itself. When a starfish finds food, it uses its tube feet to surround and engulf it. The tube feet are located on the underside of the starfish and are used for movement and feeding. As the starfish wraps its arms around its meal, it uses a suction-like action to pull it closer. Once the food is close enough, the starfish opens its mouth and swallows it whole. But how does a starfish digest its food? After swallowing its meal, the starfish secretes digestive acids which break down the food inside its stomach. The digested acids are then pumped into the stomach cavity, where they mix with the food. This mixture is called chyme, and it is then passed into the intestine, where water and nutrients are absorbed. The waste products are expelled through the anus. Number 2. A starfish has no muscles, bones, or skeleton, yet it's able to move around pretty easily. They do this by using hydraulic pressure. Inside their bodies, they have a series of canals filled with a watery fluid. This fluid is pumped into the starfish's arms and legs, causing them to expand and contract. This action is what allows the starfish to move around. But what about their spines? Some starfish have spines on their arms and legs, but they are not used for protection or defense. Instead, the spines help the starfish to move around more easily by reducing friction. Friction is a force that opposes motion. So by reducing friction, the spines allow the starfish to move around more freely. But sometimes the spines can be a little bit too sharp. No. 1. A starfish can pierce your skin with its spines. If you're not careful, the spines can break off and remain embedded in your skin. This can cause pain and inflammation, but it is not usually serious. However, some starfish have venomous spines that can cause more severe symptoms, such as muscle weakness and paralysis. In rare cases, contact with venomous starfish spines can be fatal. But thankfully, the majority of starfish spines are not venomous. So if you ever encounter a starfish, be sure to handle it with care. You never know whose spines are going to break off and poke you. But luckily, starfish are not known to attack humans unless provoked. They are generally slow-moving creatures and would rather avoid confrontation than engage in it. However, some starfish do have stinging cells in their spines that they use to capture prey or defend themselves against predators. The cells inject a venom into the victim which can cause pain, swelling, and in some cases paralysis. But again, the majority of starfish are not aggressive towards humans and will not sting you unless you provoke them. That's all for this video, folks. I hope you enjoyed learning some crazy facts about starfish. If you did, please make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Yeah, we've got lots of fun and educational videos coming up that we know you'll love. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.